Yeah.
But okay, but you managed to answer that correctly. Actually, the 3 exercises you managed to answer correctly, and that is great. But I mean, okay, so may I understand what is the issue now with the mode? If I would like to understand from you. So 17 mode 10.
Yes. I just wasn't sure which number I should be dividing on, but then I realized that 10 will give me the last digit. So then it made sense after I thought over it a bit.
That's excellent. Okay. Okay. So okay, that's why let me share this with you. So your answer is actually correct, 100% correct. But of course, if you can understand this answer, so that is also another short answer of what you have done. What you have done is that you assigned. So this is an if statement, and this is the first portion. This is the second portion. What you did is that you take this part, you put it inside a variable. You take this part, you put it inside a variable, and then you try to compare both of them inside the if, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So this is also another possibility. But if it is not clear to you, just ignore that. What you have done is 100% correct.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, let me try to check with you here. So if you look at this code, are you able to tell me what there's two portion of this code? We are still dealing with 1D arrays, okay? And we will try to go through the collections today and also 2D arrays. So I will try to introduce the concept to you, and then we will try to solve exercises, and then we will see how if your understanding is going to perfection or not yet. Okay. So, but first, let me try to understand from you from this code and this code. Are they related somehow? And what actually they do here? What this code is actually doing?
Mm, I think this one's the first one's counting it or summing it up. And the second one, I think it's trying to find a certain element that's stored. I'm not sure.
Okay. So this, what is it doing? So it is just putting something like that. Am I right? Would that be correct? So I'm talking about this portion. Is that correct? So according to this, is that assumptions that this part of the array will contain this kind of values, or am I wrong?
Mm, I think this is wrong.
Okay, good. Which part is wrong?
So 0 to 9 would be like 0 to 8, right, for the indexes?
So first of all, let's go. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is correct.
Okay, what about this?
Yeah.
Okay, what about this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so what do you think?
I think this would be 8, I think.
Okay. So you think this will be 8 here, like that?
Yeah, or no, this would be 10.
Okay, what makes you think that it will be 10?
Because it starts from 0, so then this would be 10 because the element 0 has 1.
Okay, may I understand if n equal 9. Okay, so if we say a9 equal 9 plus 1, so is that correct? Again, when n equal 9, so it means that I will replace n value here like that, and then put it this way. I know this will be confusing here, so again at n equal 9, so I remove the n, I put the value of 9 here, then n here again is its value is 9, so I say 9 plus 1, which means that it is equal 10. So at the position 9 or at the index 9, I put 10 in the array. Is that clear to you?
Yes.
Okay, may I know, will we ever execute that? Will we ever put 11 inside the position 10 in the array?
No,
Why?
because it's only from 0 to 9.
Excellent. Okay. So, okay, now that is a good understanding so far. Okay, so now what about this? What this will output?
Um,
So
so this is looking for a particular position, right?
no, here is not looking for a particular position. Here it just okay. So first of all, we have to recognize here this is a string that will be printed as is, but this n is a variable,
Okay.
and here it is a variable. This part also is a string, so we are like mixing strings with variable. When we don't see any double quotation around something like this and this, so it means that this is a variable that its value will differ from every time we loop through the array. So we said n will take values from 0 to 9. So it means here that you will see that this portion is always changing inside the loop. Every time we run the loop, this part will be different and this part will be different. Other than that, this text keep repeating as it is because it is a string that will be printed as is. Is that clear?
I'm not sure I understand the purpose of this.
Okay. So the purpose of that is to tell the user that at which position. So okay, now you manage to initialize the array here. So you have an array of values that is called A. And inside this A, you actually inserted this kind of, so here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So we have here 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the index. And this is the how the A array looks like after this loop is executed. So may I know what you're seeing in the screen now is clear, or I need to clarify this portion? Why is it looking like this?
No, I understand that.
Okay, perfect. But then, okay, so the user somehow does not really know, because from this code, some people would be able to imagine what is the content of A, but some people would like to see it on the printed on the screen to be able to understand that. So in this loop, and this is a common piece of code that we use to print the content of any array. So if you would like to print an array that is from 0 to 9, which means that it has 10 elements, we will loop in this way. We use that to initialize the whole array to contain certain values. And we use, again, this kind of loop to be able to print whatever inside the array. So we would like to say at index 0, which is position 0, sometimes, okay, so maybe you can replace this word position into word index. So they can say array index 0 contains the value 1. Array index 1 contains the value 2. So in any array, we are having two things, index and an element or a value. Okay, so he is telling here, he is printing out on the screen. In this loop, we keep printing that line. For how many times? For 10 times. From 0 until 9. We print that line 10 times. Every time we print it out, we print it with a different n value. So we start from what? N here start from 0. So the first time you run, you will print that line. Why? Because at index 0, you have the element 1. You have the value 1. Is that clear or still difficult to understand?
So this just shows all the values that A contains.
Yes, yes, yes. So in short, also it is possible that you don't write that line. You just write output. We can say n, and we can say something like that. So this is a double quotation, and then I say A square brackets n. So instead of writing this text, I can just say that at 0, and then I make the arrow, I have 1. At index 1, I am having 2. At index 2, I'm having 3. So this portion, this part, actually you totally control. What you want to write out, sometimes it's based on the exercise or what you really want to show out. So you can definitely, maybe you don't want to actually show n at all. You just want to print whatever inside this this array. So you just simply can write output A square bracket n. So if you want to print that out, so you will not print this portion, but you will only print whatever inside 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until you reach 10 here. Is that clear to you or still difficult to understand?
No, I think I get it. So it'll just display all of the values that are there.
Exactly.
Right.
But
Okay.
if you see a string, I mean, for clarification, so when we print an like that, the content of the array, we see some numbers printed out on the screen to us, but we don't really know what these values is for. Is it the index or is it the content or the elements of the array? We don't know because we didn't print any text. So if we print text like that, so that is like clarification for us. Okay, is that clear?
Oh, okay.
Just
Yeah.
to clarify what the values that come out is for. If you don't, so you have to also understand, if you ever try to write in any programming language other than pseudocode, print statements and the output like that is very important for us to really understand if the code is really executing according to what we really think or according to the output that we intend to have or not. So always we like to print. So, and this is typically because, again, this portion assigns something in the memory. So these A values or this array have its own content reserved in the memory. So, and stored in the memory. You don't see it with your own eyes. You only can see it and see if it really works as you expect, and the values here is what you really intend to have if you print it out. So this kind of printing is actually clarifying. It's telling us, are we really, did we really thought correct or not? Did I confuse you or I make it more clear?
So just to confirm, this prints out the indexes and then it also prints out the elements by showing this index has the.
Excellent understanding. Yes, you are perfect. Excellent understanding. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
You know, okay. So may I know why we need to do that? So did you know that this is doing something behind your eyes? You cannot see what is stored in the array itself. In A, you
Yeah.
don't see, right? Because this is done in the processor. I mean, we don't see. It's he doing this kind of operation and storing it in the memory. We cannot see it with our own eyes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. One of the big issues I consider is that pseudocode, we don't really have an official compiler for that. It means that if I show you, let me just, I know that this is not your site and you should not care about that, but just let me give you a slight example, please. Allow me to show you here something. Okay. Like I said, I think you can see my screen, right? Amber, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to share with you here. Yeah. If I would like to put like that, this is a language that is, this is Python. This is not pseudocode. Python and Java and other languages have actually a way for us to to test and execute the code. So let me put here range from 0 to 3 actually, or even we can put it 3 just directly, and then I put here for every yeah, I just want to simulate to you if we put something like that, I will run it and you will see nothing appear on the screen because I didn't print out. So I created an array that have all zeros, and then I do the loop how that is how this loop works in Python actually. Okay, it's slightly different from the loops that we know in the pseudocode, but I used the same formula that we have in the pseudocode, which is I am saying, oh, forget, I put n to make it clear to you. So here n and here n, like that. So this is exactly what you saw in the pseudocode, right?
Yes.
Okay, and this is a kind of loop in Python, but it is doing exactly what we should see in the pseudocode. So what I did, I want to show to you that if I would like to see whatever was assigned to the array, so I will create another loop that is exactly like that here, and I would say print, because we don't have output here in Python. I just want to print for you the values. So at position, at index, I would say at index n, we have element, the element is, and I put like that. So can you see what is happening here, please?
Yeah, it's the second code that we looked at.
So is it similar to the pseudocode that we have seen just now? Or,
Yes.
so this is what we are actually doing to this array. Whatever we do in this array, we need another loop to be able to print the content of the array. I know we don't run that, we don't have too many choices in the pseudocode, because even every syllabus have its own version of the pseudocode. So the most popular version of the pseudocode, it belongs to the British syllabus, which is the IGCSE, and they call it a CIE pseudocode, and it's slightly different from your pseudocode. Did I confuse you?
No.
So this step that I have done, did it clarify anything or it confuse you?
No, I clarified it further.
Okay, that's good. Okay, now have a look at this code, please, and tell me if you can really understand something from this code. Do you see this code here?
Mm-hmm. So this is only to print out odd numbers?
Uh, okay, first, can you first have a look at this if statements and tell me what this if statement is actually doing? So I would like to highlight to you that n is the length of the array. So if I have array like that, let me see what the array. Yeah, we have the array that looks like, so this is array, and this is dot length. I think you have dealt with that inside your exercise, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I take the length of the array and then I put it into n, and then I do this kind of step. So what this step is doing actually?
The first step.
Yes, the first if statement.
So it's checking if it's even, right? So
Yes, it's checking if the length or the size of the array is even or not.
oh, okay. So n over here stands for the array length.
Yes, yes, it's true. Yeah.
Okay, but then how do I differentiate it? So I could keep n anything, right? I could name it anything.
Yes, you can put size. You can, for example, you can remove n you can put S, or you can put a size to make it more clearer, size like that, and then you remove n here and you replace it with size. It depends. Your variable name is your choice. You choose it as you want. Okay. But the other thing remains the same. And did I confuse you, or I make it clearer?
No, it's clear. But then the question would ask me, right, in it? But over here ends the array length. So if it's like 9, then it won't work. Because then it'd be, I mean, sorry, if it's 9,
it will work.
it will work because it's odd.
So if can you read the output here? Can you read the text that is being outputted here?
Yes.
So if it is even, it will, if we have this condition true, this line will be executed. So it works only with odd numbers. So if we have a size, or n, which is referring to size, that is 8, and then we execute that, so it means that this condition will be true because 8 mod 2 is actually equal 0. So we will print that line. So it's this line say that this kind of code only works with odd numbers. Okay, so we will print that line, and then this portion will never get executed. Did you ever see the else before, or do you understand what else refers to?
Yes. So then if this is not true, then you execute something else.
Which is this part, right? The second part here. Okay. So can you have a look at this second part? What is it actually doing?
So I is also just the array right over here.
So I is just a variable in this case.
Okay.
We can put n, I, whatever. It's up to us. Okay. So in this case, in these loops, we can change anything here. But when we change here, so if you look at the previous codes that we just run here, we used n, right? In the loop, we used n. You see here? I mean, here and here, we use n. But is it n is fixed? No, I can remove it. I can put I, or I can put s. I can put x. It's up to us. It is a variable name. So this, if I change here from, sorry, we have to close. It's 30 minutes. And open again, please. Okay.